So we're in my studio here in London on Mount Street. We're actually in the basement, below the shop. As a shoe designer, you'd think I might have like a lot of shoes, but actually, I would probably be my own worst client. I mean, I only have probably 3 pairs of shoes, and I tend to sort of wear shoes until they die and they're completely falling apart, and I buy a new pair. But I also love it when I see people wearing the shoes and they look completely bashed up, like they've been, they've had a good time in it, which then makes you think, they're wearing them a lot. They obviously having been going out at night and having, perhaps too good a time in them sometimes, and so that's great. I think the important thing is to kind of love wearing them, and not necessarily just kind of keep them just to have them in your closet, but to kind of show it off, and it's not the point of buying them. I mean, I work with many different designers, and everybody for their shows, and everybody kind of worked in a different way. And I think last season we had perhaps 12 different shows that we were working with. We had like Erdem, Roxander Ildenich, Peter Pilotto, Medium Kirchhoff, Prabal Guring, Paco Rabanne. We've been lucky enough to have some people that I find pretty interesting. So people like Sarah Jessica Parker, she's someone who is in many people's eyes is sort of almost seen as like a shoe queen. Like Julianne Moore, who I respect highly as an actress, and I think she just looks amazing as well. Rooney Mara from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, who I absolutely love. I tend to use many different materials. I personally quite like quite luscious materials. Like, I mean, if it has to be plain, I like a suede. It has, the way it brushes in one way to the light and the other, and it's kind of has a lusciousness about it. I used to work for the hat maker Philip Tracy, and I was working in the shop, and at the time, there were really incredible things going on with ready-to-wear, and Philip was doing incredible hats, and it's you'd have people like designers like Isana McQueen and Hussein Shalayan really kind of breaking the boundaries, as it were, for ready-to-wear. And working in the shop, these ladies would bring in their outfits and their bag and their shoes, and I try and find a beautiful hat for them. It was kind of at that time in my career, and I was just thinking, what it was that I wanted to sort of do. I thought, maybe this is something that could be interesting, and to explore, and to, experiment with heels and experiment with uppers. And Philip Tracy would probably say it's a good thing that I went into shoe design, because I was maybe a bit useless at being a shop assistant, and so actually I know he would probably say that. So.